Hi, Dr. Greg Gillum with Human Fusion. Hope you're doing well. This is part 3 and the final video in our review of Are Your Strengths Really Your Weaknesses? And taking a look at the SWOT analysis as a strategy tool. This is by Adam Brandenburger from August 22nd, 2019. Now in this video we're going to look at our competitors' weaknesses being threats and their strengths perhaps being opportunities for us. Again, we're turning the SWOT analysis upside down and looking at different ways of using it. And so to look at a competitor's strength as an opportunity kind of comes from the Japanese philosophy of the art of judo, where you use the competitor's strength and force against them to your advantage. Now, the article goes into the ways that Pepsi did this to Coke by coming in with a lower price, which was difficult for Coke to respond to because they had so many customers. But distribution in new supermarket chains, that was a strategy that Pepsi used. And then lifestyle advertising. They targeted a whole different generation of younger people and therefore really disrupted Coke's strategy there. In China right now, there's a company called Luckin, L-U-C-K-I-N, Luckin Coffee, that's actually going up against Starbucks. So they're going in, of course, with lower pricing, because that's one way you could easily compete with Starbucks, but they're going in terms of building very simple stores, but also looking at the experience level in there, and also their cashless pickup and cashless delivery is another way they're taking advantage of Starbucks' strengths. All right, so let's look at the other side really quickly. Looking at your rival's perceived weakness, and then looking at it as a threat, actually, instead of trying to take advantage of that. Of course, this was popularized by Clay Christensen of Harvard Business School in his famous disruptive innovation theory. And it's looking at, if you think about your competitor coming into your market, let's say that you have the dominant market share, competitor comes in and he's weaker than you in almost every area except for maybe one or two areas. And those one or two areas are fairly interesting. And a small subset of your customer base starts to leak out and go over there. And all of a sudden, after a period of time, the floodgates open, and now a lot of your mainstream customers are now going over there because these perceived advantages, even though they were small to begin with, are now very, very important to the customer segment. And of course, you know, online communities have now really starting to threaten universities, mainstream universities. Of course, you know, the downside is that you know, you can't interact with teachers so much, and a lot of times you don't get credentialed for taking online classes, but they're free and they're open access, and so they're really starting to take advantage of the weaknesses of their rivals. All right, the article ends with one of my favorite quotes, which, you know, is by F. Scott Fitzgerald, actually, who said, "The ability to hold two opposed ideas in the mind at the same time and still be able to function." That's the role of the leader, and that's the role of using the traditional SWOT analysis, but also coming back and looking at a much different way of using this really, really important strategic planning tool. Hope that helped. If you like management-related videos like this, please subscribe to Human Fusion, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that are affecting you as a manager and your management practice.